All right, so I figured out the best hack for optimizing your self-development, being able to still be with friends, meet girls, go party, have an amazing time, and work on your social skills, work on your confidence, while at the same time not letting your self-development slack. And I'm going to share that with you here. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you how not drinking and optimizing your health through not drinking alcohol is going to absolutely transform your life and is absolutely going to help you get better results even with your social skills, with your confidence, with attracting women, with building the kind of life you want. Simply because when you drink alcohol, it takes away so much from you. This, again, at the end of the day, drinking, having a drink with a few of your buddies, having a cocktail here and there is not the worst thing in the world. It's not going to fucking kill you, right? I've drank a lot and I'm fine. And I had amazing results with women before, and I'm going to have amazing results after. I've been confident before, I've been confident after. I've dated super hot chicks all over with drinking and not drinking. But there's something that not drinking alcohol does for you, which I'm going to share with you here. So the first thing is, there's nothing wrong with having a drink or even a few drinks, having 2 drinks, having 3 drinks, going out with a few buddies for a couple drinks. There's nothing wrong with that in itself. The problem though is a lot of men use drinking as a crutch. I used to as well. What happened is I learned the foundations of meeting women. I learned how to build my confidence without alcohol first. And then I started to drink. And when I started drinking, it gave me these superpowers, these social superpowers. So I was already good with women, but I always had to overcome this hump of being stifled, and I had to put in work to not be stifled. I had to be a little more social, put a little more work into my confidence in order to not be stifled. But then what happened was I started realizing if I just drink, if I just start off the night with a few shots, not this kind of shot, but vodka shots, tequila shots, then I'm gonna feel amazing. And it's gonna be easy for me to hit on chicks. I'm gonna have to put in virtually no work to feel good to be in this environment. Even though I had been in this environment plenty of times, high-end nightlife environments in New York, in LA, Miami, I'd been in these environments a lot, it still felt easier for me to talk to girls and to get to the point where I felt great just by drinking. And a lot of clients do this. A lot of guys I work with, we have guys in our consulting program, one specific guy, Fabian, shout out you, guys who come to mind who are attractive, cool dudes who have this foundation where they can meet women, but they just want it to be a little bit easier because alcohol does make it so. And a lot of guys end up relying on alcohol as a crutch. So there's a couple of benefits when you stop drinking that I've found, and a couple big benefits that I'm going to share with you here. In the last 2 months, I've seen these benefits come out clearly in my life. Number one is the physical benefit. When you stop drinking, you're able to go out to party, to go out with friends. You're able to go out and meet women without it taking such a toll on your body. And maybe this is more for me because I'm 28 years old, so I'm not, early 20s. I'm still very young, but I'm not 20, 21. Back when I was 21, 22, 23, I could go out, do 5, 6 shots, 10 shots a night, and I wouldn't feel great the next day, but I'd be okay. I wouldn't be fucked. Now I'm fucked if I do that kind of shit. So as a 28-year-old, someone who's running a business, someone who is investing a lot in his body and working out, I spend 4 to 5 days a week in the gym. I'm going on a lot of dates. I spend time, investing in certain things that are going to acquire energy from me. And you might be getting to that point as well, or you might already be there, and you're trying to navigate, how do I go out and approach women? How do I go out and work on my social skills? How do I go out and work on being more confident? But I don't want to drink, but I feel better when I drink, and I feel so burned out the next day. One of the standards that we institute for a lot of the guys on our program is if you're going to go out at night, you need to not drink because it takes a toll on your body. So you're giving a trade-off. If you're going to go out and meet women at night and approach girls and treat it as an exercise of being better and working on yourself as a man, you need to let go of something, and what that is burning out your body, because your body is very important. Your body is your temple. So what happens is you physically can sustain more if you go out without drinking. You can recover the next day, and you can go to the gym. Like, I'll go out and I'll do 4 days of training with a client, or 10 days of training, depending on the program we're doing, and I'll train them in person. It'll be exhausting, it'll be grueling, I'll be tired, physically, yes, but I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and I can go train in the gym the next day. I can go do a bit of boxing, I can lift heavy weights, or I can work on the business, I can write whatever sales page we need, I can do calls if I need it, if I need to, no problem, because I don't have the alcohol flooding my body and killing my brain, killing my body, where I feel exhausted, I feel hungover, I feel like there's a fog. The second thing, as part of the physical as well, is you look better. And this happens over time. I've noticed a clear difference in my face before drinking versus after drinking. I don't know if I have the before and after pictures that I want to use yet because the transformation hasn't been big enough because I'm coming up on 2 months. But maybe we'll post something here. I can already see the transformation in my jawline. I can see the transformation in my under eye bags, which are not as bad as they used to be 2.5 months ago. They're looking better now. Things are looking better. And the reason is literally because I'm not drinking. And my face fat is cut down a little bit. The way that I'm building muscle feels way better, and my recovery from the gym is way better because I don't have those Friday and Saturday nights where I'm training a client and I go out and do a couple shots with the client, or just by myself if I go out and I'm shooting footage of me meeting girls for our program, things like that. So I'm not drinking, and it really helps my physical recovery from nights where I'm training or nights where I'm going out and partying. Festivals, I just did the whole festival we were at, Seagate, without drinking. I'm not going to say that I didn't touch any substances at all, but alcohol was not one of the things I touched. It just does a different toll on your body, right, than if you take healthy vitamins that you would take at festivals. Hopefully you know what I mean by that. So there's the physical, and then you have the mental, and the mental's great. And the mental for me, which is really cool, and I already had this, but I kind of got, I would say I got lackadaisical here, because, you know, I just had results, and I was like, fuck it, let me drink now after being in the game for 8 whatever years. You kind of just don't care anymore. You just do whatever you want, even though I care about training clients. But for me personally, I know I'm going to meet girls whether I drink or whether I don't. But the big benefit for you, if you're trying to work on your confidence, is you can start to meet women and create really sick social situations without needing alcohol. And this is a bit weird because it's not like alcohol is going to hurt you in these situations per se. But if you always need alcohol to get to the situations, you begin to develop a persona that's different than if you didn't actually drink. Right? So you have this alternate persona that you use where you're telling yourself, I need alcohol, I need to drink. I have to get to this point where I feel really good before I can actually attract a woman, or before I can actually meet some cool dudes and create the kind of results that I want. And what happens is when you stop drinking, you begin to tell yourself, I don't need that other persona in order to get the results that I want. I can just be who I am, be myself, and I'm still going to get those results whether I'm drinking alcohol or not. Understanding this is super key. Now, there's one other benefit besides the mental, which I really love the mental one, which is speaking to anybody without needing a stimulus. But the last one, and this is super cool, but not a lot of people think of this, is the social aspects of it, where it actually gives you a bit of social value. And I found that when I'm in certain environments and I tell people, hey man, I don't drink, I'm cool, I don't need any alcohol. At first they look at me a little bit weird. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't drink, that's a bit strange, it's a bit off. But some people, actually many people, especially very high quality women, look at me and they're like, wow, this guy must be a guy of principle, he must be a guy with boundaries, he must be a guy who has some kind of standard in life simply because I'm not drinking. And I found that's really cool, and I really like having that. I really like having that social advantage where I'm not the guy who needs to drink. I'm not the guy who needs to interact with the world through this lens of feeling loose, feeling tipsy before I can get a result. And a lot of times women do attach to this. Women do chase that guy who has that value where he's not like everyone else, he's not average. All right, now what if you want to do this? What if you want to start being sober, you want to cut out alcohol as much as you can, and you want to go down this path? Because I think maybe I've sold it to you here, maybe it sounds really good. How do you do this? Well, I'm going to give you something you probably haven't heard before, and it's a principle that I found has really helped me with my sobriety and helped me cut out alcohol completely. It's really effective, really efficient, and it's what I call the vegan principle. It's called extreme ownership, and I call it the vegan principle. You know how you know someone who's a vegan and they're really fucking annoying because they tell everyone they're vegan? I don't know if you've heard this stereotype, but it's like vegans will tell everyone they're vegan. Oh, sorry, I'm vegan. I had this friend back in Budapest. We're not close anymore, but his girlfriend was vegan, and he was kind of half vegan, tried to be, to follow her. Really cool dude. I love this guy. And his girlfriend would always need to tell everyone, I'm vegan, just so you know, I'm a vegan. As much as that's annoying, it can be a very effective tool with ownership, because if you're just constantly owning, I'm this kind of person, this is my reality, this is what I do, this is who I am, what's going to happen is you're going to begin to fulfill that in real life. So what I found is the easiest way for me to stop drinking was not some mental shift, some mindset hack. It wasn't any of that. It was actually in the way I talked about myself. And the way I talked about myself was I started telling girls, started telling guys, people around me, oh, I don't drink. Yeah, I don't drink anymore, man. Drinks come to the table. You're like, hey, what do you want to drink? Dude, I'd love a fucking drink, but I don't drink alcohol. I'll take a water. Me saying over and over, I don't drink alcohol, forced me to own in different environments that I'm the guy who's not going to drink alcohol. Because when I was around people in my day-to-day life, I started saying, I don't drink. It became easier in the last 2 months for me to completely cut out alcohol, because the people around me then begin to expect I'm not going to drink. If you start telling everyone you're vegan, like a fucking annoying asshole, because only fucking annoying assholes are vegan. I'm kidding. Jay from our program, you know that I love you, bro. We have a vegan guy in our program, and he's a fucking G. He's amazing. So Jay, if you're watching this, you're awesome. I'm kidding. Besides you, Jay, all people who are vegans are annoying. But I'm messing around. But you know, if you're like a vegan and you know the person who's the vegan who's gonna say I'm vegan, they have to own that shit because they're saying all the time I'm vegan. Same thing applies with drinking alcohol. You say all the time, I don't drink, I don't drink, I don't drink. It becomes a fulfilling prophecy, and you're the person who simply doesn't drink. So one is complete ownership. Follow the vegan principle. Tell people you don't drink anymore, and you're going to be the guy who doesn't drink. It's really cool to do that. Trust me, I've been doing it, and it works well. Then the other one is know your why. Principle number 2 for fully owning not drinking, know your why. What's the reason you don't want to drink? Is it because of physical health and because of setting certain boundaries about that? Is it because I have clients like this, guys who just don't drink anyways? It's because there was a relative in their past who was doing alcohol and a lot of drugs, and for them alcohol was something they just didn't want to be a part of because they saw a lot of that abuse growing up when they were a child. So is that it for you, where you don't want to drink because of that? Or is it because of your social values? You want to be someone who's the guy who owns not drinking, and you want to take it as a personal challenge. Know what your why is, because if you know the reasons why you're not doing something, a lot of times it's easier for you to not do that activity, simply because you know the reasons why you don't do it, right? I know that I don't want to drink. I can tell you my reasons. I know I don't want to drink because right now I value and prioritize working with my clients and building our business to a point where it's multiple 6 figures instead of just at the 6-figure mark. We want it to be multiple 6 figures or 7 figures. And in order for me to prioritize building that, in order for me to get to that point, I know that I'm going to have to take my body more seriously and feeling good all the time, more seriously within my body, and alcohol takes me away from that goal. So that's my why. So now all the exercises and activities that I do to promote myself not drinking, me being sober, cutting out alcohol, even on my online dating profiles like Tinder or Bumble, I write in the profile, like in my options, sober, I don't drink. Because I want to continuously promote, I'm the guy who doesn't drink because I have these goals, because I have these things that I want to get to, these goals that I want to be at, you know? So I'm always communicating with the world from a place of I'm not drinking, I'm the guy who doesn't drink. And then number 3, the third principle, is start small, work your way up, or what you can do, the alternative is you can go all in and you can fail and try again. I tend to be a go all in kind of guy. There's different approaches to this that I think can work depending on your personality. You need to figure out which one is yours. And when we have guys join our consulting program, our lifestyle mastery consulting program, that's what our program is called. What we do is we figure out exactly what their growth style is, whether they're someone who needs to start small and work their way up, or they're someone who needs to go really big and then fail and then continue trying. I tend to be the number 2 kind of person. I don't like starting small and working my way up. So with this drinking thing, I just started off like, I don't drink at all. And then I'll fail. By the way, my sobriety, 2 months sober is the longest time I've been completely sober in a long time. That's why I'm so proud of myself. But I've had these moments where I was sober for 3 weeks, moments where I didn't drink for a month. And don't forget, this is because I was going out a lot. So I go out all the time at night to practice social skills, to train clients. And you know, we have clients in Budapest that I work with in person, and I train them on a long-term basis in clubs. So I'm going out all the time, and it's very tempting in these environments when I'm working to like want to get a shot with my client, or want to just have a cocktail, want to have vodka soda, just because it does loosen you up and it makes things feel more fun, right? But I've been working on this for a while now, and this is the first time I'm completely sober for this period of time. And what happens is, instead of me starting small, like little by little, and just working my way up, I'll start slower. Like I'll drink maybe 1 drink early in the night, and then I won't drink again, which is what I tried. It just doesn't work for me. I end up always drinking. So to me, I had to say I'm going to go fully in, no alcohol at all. Fuck alcohol. I'm done. I'm sober. I'm a sober guy who doesn't drink at all. And then I work my way backwards from there, and now it's really easy for me to not drink. It's really easy for me to just be completely sober however I want, simply because I'm no longer tied to this identity of I'm the guy who tries to not drink. Instead, I'm not a person who drinks. Just so you know, I don't drink. And I share that out loud. For you, you may have to work your way up. You may have to take it step by step and get to the point where it's easier for you to not drink because you start off little. Maybe you drink a little bit early in the night and then you go more sober later. Or maybe you start off having no alcohol, then you have a drink later on. Or maybe you do a week where you don't drink at all, and then the next week you have some. Then 2 weeks where you don't drink, next week you have some. Or maybe you're like me and you just go hardcore for like 3 weeks, no alcohol at all, and then you fuck up, you drink a bit, you do a couple shots, you have a horrible night out, you're like, fuck this, and then you go sober again. That's my journey with it. That's why I ended up being fully sober, because I had one night out that was way too much for me, and I was like, fuck this, I don't want to feel this way ever again. I'm done drinking, and I haven't looked back since. And hopefully in 6 months, a year, I can say the same thing. Even my birthday's coming up in a few months. That's going to be very interesting, because I'm not going to drink there. My goal is to not drink. That's going to be the big test, because all my buddies are going to be like, let's go do shots, let's drink, you've worked hard to get to this point. let's not drink. So we'll see what happens there. That's it. That's where we're at. I hope that this makes sense. And what I'll tell you is we have one other offer here. It's completely free and something that I think you should check out that has a lot of value. We created a training that basically breaks down how you can start attracting and dating basically 2 to 4 new women every single month using very basic strategies that teach communication, that teach you how to lead women and how to create attraction with women out of nowhere. So even if you're not a great looking guy, even if you're not the guy who has time to be approaching a lot of girls, these principles that I have in this free training that I created, it's a masterclass, explain to you how you can begin attracting women on your terms without you altering your lifestyle in some big way, but just have women naturally attracted to you using 4 very, very basic steps. So if you want to learn those principles, I'm giving them away for free in this masterclass, and I've heard some really good feedback from guys. They're like, shit, this stuff here could be in a paid course. The stuff here that I created is actually based on, give or take, just over 6 years of training clients in person and studying in-depth psychology on communication skills, leadership skills, attraction skills. So if you want to learn how to do those things yourself, check out the training we have below. The link is there. It's a masterclass we have, and it explains to you how you can start attracting and dating 2 to 4 new women every single month. A lot of guys are using this effectively. Check out the training. It's free, but I'll leave you there. Cheers to your health. Cheers to your success in life. Cheers to your sobriety if you choose to take that path. And I will see you on the next one, my friend. God damn, that ginger is strong. Take care. See you on the next one.